Man, oh man, I cannot believe how late I am to this party. But in regards to this series, I like that. I like that. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another brand new TV Thoughts. The first of 2 parts for now. That's right, we are looking at Season 1 of Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid sequel series. Originally airing on YouTube Premium and once again starring William Zabka and Ralph Macchio reprising their iconic roles as Johnny Lawrence and Daniel San. 30 years after the events of the 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament, a down-and-out Johnny Lawrence, once again played by William Zabka, seeks redemption by reopening the infamous Cobra Kai Karate Dojo, hence reigniting his rivalry with a now successful Daniel LaRusso, once again played by Ralph Macchio, who has been struggling to maintain balance in his life following the recent death of his mentor, Mr. Miyagi. Now, before I continue further into this review, I want to thank you all so much for stopping by and clicking on it. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. I am so stoked to be here on this medium discussing cinema and all things entertainment with you guys. And if these sound like topics you want to continue discussing with me, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. That way you can be the first to know whenever any of my new content hits. And just in case you guys are not aware, Cobra Kai Season 1 is about 2 years old, so this is gonna be heavy spoilers up ahead. You guys have been warned. So I realize how late I am to this party because honestly, when I first saw the trailer for this series a couple of years ago, I kind of rolled my eyes, to be quite honest. Because around this point, cinema and Hollywood was going through a huge surge in reboot releases. I'm not gonna sit here and name names, but the majority of these reboots felt like they were just there for the quick nostalgia buck, therefore not really having any other reason to exist other than that monetary gain. Well, how dead wrong I was, because my parents both told me that I needed to watch this series, that I would absolutely love it, and how absolutely right they were. I was blown away from episode 1 onward. I'm completely serious, guys. I absolutely adore Cobra Kai. Guys, this series is f***ing awesome. From the very beginning all the way to the season finale, I was hooked. It brought me right back to a happy place, especially with such a kick-ass 80s rock soundtrack. This soundtrack is so lit. These are perfect choices to assist with this storytelling. Obviously, as you guys can tell, I absolutely adore this Karate Kid franchise. I was so happy to see it back in action. I was so happy to see people kicking ass again. I was so happy to see so many new characters who are extremely fleshed out. Miguel is freaking awesome. And I was especially happy to see this series told from the perspective of Johnny Lawrence, played by William Zabka. Once again, he absolutely kills it. Now this Johnny Lawrence is a guy who's down on his luck, pretty much ever since losing to Daniel all the way back in 1984. His confidence is gone. He's a broken man when we first see him. But once he helps out this kid Miguel fend off some bullies with some karate, and Miguel asks him for help learning these sick moves, almost in a sense he becomes Miguel's Mr. Miyagi. And over the course of this first season, Miguel turns into an absolute badass, an excellent character arc. This actor does a really great job with this character. And Johnny, of course, William Zabka alongside him, absolutely great performance. He gets the rising hero treatment with the reopening of his childhood dojo, Cobra Kai. Proving my original theory correct, by the way. I'm still convinced that Johnny is actually the real hero of the original, who is just standing up for himself against a really arrogant, smug jerk, Daniel San. Obviously, you guys can tell I adore this original Karate Kid. I've watched it I don't even know how many times. It's one of my favorite sports movies ever. The sequels were okay, didn't exactly live up to the original in terms of quality. The remake that came out back in 2010 starring Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith was okay, actually. It was not terrible aside from the fact that Jackie Chan is teaching Jaden Smith Kung Fu, which leads to a very misleading title, I might add. But Cobra Kai is nothing like that 2010 remake at all. Let's just make that perfectly clear. This series is insanely fun. It's inherently corny. Lots of really badass action sequences sprinkled throughout. One that especially stands out for me is around episode 6 when there's a big brawl inside a school cafeteria. That was a ton of fun to watch. excellent fight choreography. And of course you have that big, gigantic finale at the All Valley Karate Tournament, just like in the original. A lot of people think this is the rehash, but I didn't see it that way. I think it was so awesome to see that set again and to see that big, gigantic tournament big board behind all the fights. It really brought me back. But obviously, spoiler alert, Miguel ends up becoming the champion, beating newcomer Robbie, who actually happens to be Johnny's son, fighting under the tutelage of Daniel LaRusso himself. And this dynamic between Daniel and Robbie is actually really good. The actor playing Robbie, I think, is super likable and super charming. Very good in this role. And of course, I gotta talk about Ralph Macchio himself, Daniel-san. He is so awesome in Cobra Kai. This is a really interesting version of Daniel. We see him running a car dealership when we first catch up with him. He seems to be living a really good life. He's married, he's happily married, he's got a beautiful home with 2 beautiful children. But something just feels missing with him throughout this series. And he doesn't have that tutelage that Mr. Miyagi brought him. And there's one episode, I'm not going to spoil when it is, but he actually goes and visits Mr. Miyagi's gravestone and... Not gonna lie, it actually kind of brought tears to my eyes. It was so touching. Pat Morita, rest in peace. You were an absolute icon. Also, if I may take a page out of the Nostalgia Critics playbook, it is once again really nice to see a character from Jersey who is not an asshole. Seriously, I'm aware that not everybody from Jersey is completely nuts. Also, speaking of great character arcs and speaking of great asshole characters, Hawk. I'll just leave it at that. So the season, of course, ends with that big karate tournament, and honestly, I did not think the series could get any more fun after that with the nostalgia buzz or even reach another high like that. But oh man, that cliffhanger certainly got me excited for season 2. The confrontation between Johnny and his old sensei, John Kreese, in the Cobra Kai dojo. Yes, John Kreese basically thinks Johnny's gone soft, but he likes that. He likes that! Sorry, that's the last time I'll use that line. I love this series to death, obviously. I did not want to stop binging it. But I do have one small issue with this series, and this is really, really nitpicking at this point. But I think that premiere episode really is the series' biggest weakness. It does feel really slow. Feels like it's kind of meandering a little bit. It's kind of dipping its toes into the swimming pool before diving into the deep end. But I promise you, if you guys have not seen it at this point, once that karate dojo set next to the grocery store is opened back up, that's where the series gets really awesome. I'm gonna give Cobra Kai Season 1 an A. I obviously think this is worth checking out, guys. The first season is all right there on Netflix for you guys to check out. Really talented cast and even stronger performances from them that just brought back so many memories of the original Karate Kid. I think if you guys love the original, I think you guys are really gonna get a kick out of this one. Pun intended. It's silly, it's sentimental, and it's damn fun to the core. But what do you guys think of Cobra Kai? Do you guys enjoy this series? Do you not? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and discuss them with you all down there in the comments. And if you guys enjoy my content, once again, please consider hitting that subscribe button on your way out as hard as you possibly can. That way you guys can be the first to know whenever any one of my new videos hits. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a big fat thumbs up on it on your way out. I'd really appreciate that. Also, keep an eye out if you guys want to continue discussing Cobra Kai along with me. I'm going to be uploading my thoughts on Season 2 pretty soon as well. But other than that, that's just about it from me. Thank you all so much for tuning into the video as always. Thank you all so much for your support of the channel so far. Look out for more fun content coming to the channel very soon. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.